Commentators, me, Will_Ans, admin of SFR Racing League, and
Alright.
Introduce yourself.
Me?
Him.
Corné. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
In it. In it, bruv.
Now I have to find the fucking link again.
No, it's fine. Just go into the channel on the old link. Oh, and there goes Stinzap off onto the grass. And he's got to come spinning onto the track and he gets it stopped. So, Corné, do we have the... You got the new link?
Not yet. Only the other one shows up, and when I press it I can't go to the channel for one reason. I'll just look for the channel. Oh, Tos found it.
Yeah, that's the one.
So, what the fuck, why can't I select anything now? I can't go to the chat or something. Let me restart YouTube. Yeah, I can go to the chat now. Yeah. So they see your screen, so if something happens, you go to it. If I see something happening, like Stein crashes, like he just did, and I see it, you switch to it. So that's why we are with two. We can do stuff like that easier. But first, I'm going to eat one of my M&Ms.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah!
So we have a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Sector 2.
What happened?
I think Dommy Lee ran wide on the exit of 1.
Yeah, he's driving slowly. So probably...
Oh, and Tiny Darth Spike is off.
Just call him Tiny to get it easier.
But he's...
Something happened to Wood. In the last corner, they're probably going for a quali sim.
Yeah, he probably ran just a little bit wide.
Because a lot of them are crashing out.
Yeah, it looks like Tiny is just trying to make a bit of space for himself and let everybody else past.
Tos is just starting his quali lap, his quali sim lap. On the medium, so if you go to that...
Yeah, well, we'll ride on board with that then. Stoss is on the run up the hill now to turn 2. Got to brake nice and late, don't lock up. They got to be very careful on the traction because it's really easy to get wheel spin out of here, but he's done well. He's up into 3rd, 4th, then 5th. DRS wide open now. So he accelerates down the straight into a really acute right-hander. It's a downhill right-hander, so braking is also incredibly difficult because the weight of the car comes away from you and you are fighting against gravity to get the car slowed down. Downshift 2 and then back on the power. It's a little bit slow through there. Gets over to the right, and he could swing more in and catch the curb there, but not too horrendous. Focusing on getting a good exit.
Doesn't look like that good.
Doesn't look like it's been hooked up very well though, does it? And he's understeering there. He's understeering wide, and he clips the apex of the last corner. He's going to cross the line. Does he even improve on his time? No, he stays with a 105.1.
2 tenths off. If you press square, you can select
telemetry.
A gap to do it, and a track map, full track map. I've just seen Andre.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
A yellow flag. But it's clear now. He's going back into the pitch, so you can see where everyone is in the full track map.
Yep.
Nothing much happening.
And could Toss be straight back onto another qualifying lap here, Corne? Does it look to you like he's on another qualifying lap? As he certainly gets the left-hander more hooked up there, and he doesn't run very wide. But Mr. Woot is rejoining potentially dangerously there. He has to swerve back off the track.
He's a fast guy, but makes mistakes.
That is not a good mistake to make. And this is looking like a better lap from Toss. He's really... Shut up, Corne.
It's a good lap.
And he's still 2 tenths off.
Damn.
And if we have a look...
Why are you nervous, Kachao?
At the tyres...
Don't be nervous, it's just us. It's the updated liveries, I haven't seen them. I love the Williams though, with the rainbow on the halo. Yeah, that's how long I haven't played F1.
Yeah, and Toss's fastest lap was set on the mediums, so he's not going slower because of the tyre compound.
He touched the grass on the outside.
Looks like he's also on a quali lap.
5, 6, I don't know exactly. 6, 7 I think.
Oh, and he's gone a pit. I think he's aborted that lap.
Yeah.
Really aggressive on the inside on the entry though.
Stein is the fast lap. Andre is also saving. Domelidis went for a fast lap of 104.0. It's really close to Kachao, so it's probably going to be a close quali position.
Judging on how the drivers were feeling after the practice they've done this week, though, we're going to expect those times to go tumbling down into quali. But we'll see who comes out on top.
I got intel that Kachao can do a low 103 in quali.
Yeah.
So let's see. If
but I think he'll be able to do. I think he will. Yeah, I think he'll be able to do a much better time than that, to be honest, because judging on his practice performance so far, with how much faster he's going to get. In qualifying.
I think Marco is setting up for a quali lap, but I'm not sure, or he's on a race sim.
Kachao's in the pits.
Turn off his ERS, no DRS.
Because it looks like Domi Lee is coming into the pits. Yeah. Andre OG was briefly my teammate. We never got to actually do a race because I became commentator, but here is, we'll ride on board with him, and it looks like maybe he's doing some race simulations. If you look on his dash, he's got 4.9 laps of fuel on board, so he's not doing a push lap. He's not doing a quali run, so we'll see. And Stein's up. I think he's on an in lap because he's in recharge mode.
Yeah, he just did. He had a 16 lap old mediums.
Right, so he's just done some race runs then.
Yeah, let's check his pace. Around, he started with 107s and then 105 in there. Yeah, at the end he's really consistent there. Like 5 tenths every lap, within 5 tenths. So that's pretty good race, I guess.
Yeah, no, that seems very good, especially if you can keep it that consistent in the race, because consistency is key.
Is key, yeah.
In it. What, mate? What? As we only have, I think, 3 drivers out on track now. We've got Andre we can ride on board with. Just doing some, looks like possibly preparations for...
Sector 1.
Yeah, that's now gone. I think it was tossed I think that was. He's back going now, and yeah, I think it would be tossed because he is on a qualifying lap, so it makes sense if he was pushing. Looks like there's a Red Bull on the right hand side. Domi Lee's had a spin, and Toss has just done the same thing. We know how easy it is to lose your traction there.
It's Domi.
It's Domi Lee.
Yeah, Domi's.
It's so easy to lose traction there through that right hander though. They're so slippery. And we'll go see what Mr. Woot is doing. Mr. Woot looks like he's also, yeah, he's on a race simulation, so it looks like maybe Mr. Woot is going to be trying to qualify on the softs in Q2 because he's currently got 20 or so laps of fuel on board and he's on the soft tyres, so it looks like he's going to be planning on running on those soft tyres under heavy fuel, which would be at the start of the race, of course. Whereas if we look at Andre, do we think maybe Andre might be trying to qualify in Q2 on the mediums? Because it looks like he's doing...
Domi Lee's on a quali sim.
Oh, okay, we'll ride on board with Domi Lee.
Mediums. Turn 1.
Again, he's opting not to use the hot lap ERS mode. Instead, he's going to be using the race ERS mode with overtake engaged on the straights to just give him that extra bit of speed. We'll see how that works out. As he nearly goes again there, he has to catch a little bit of oversteer.
Yeah, because of the overtake, you lose traction.
Yeah, he used the overtake far too early there. You've really got to wait for the downforce to kick in.
Out of ERS.
And he is going to run out of ERS, it would seem. Yeah, he's got very little deployment left. It's almost empty, and there it is, in fact, empty. So he is out of ERS, so he's not going to have the battery helping him along for the rest of the lap.
He goes really wide, yeah, that's his lap gone.
That certainly is lap gone, and he goes wide again, but will he? Yeah, he catches it. He catches it. What's he doing? Is he drunk?
I hope not. Get him out of the car then.
Domi Lee? Domi Lee? Yeah. Raikkonen?
You okay?
Is that you? Is he trying to get a little bit of ERS back to do enough? No, wasn't going to be doing all that. What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
Right, well,
This is interesting.
this is strange. I don't know what strategy, I don't know if he's practicing to keep his... Maybe he's practicing his engine temps with wing damage. Who even, God knows. Well, we'll ride on board with Stein, and he's doing exactly the same thing as Domi Lee was. He's using that overtake mode instead of using that hot lap mode on the ERS. As he actually sets a purple first sector. And I can imagine that's probably with the help of the overtake, and that's going to really help him off these tight right-handers at the end of the straights if he is short shifting. As he comes near to the end of sector 2 now and into sector 3 soon, and it's yeah, the end of sector 2 and sector 3 is very, very technical, and it's that Domi Lee, he gets well out the way though. Stein's just washed a little bit out wide with a little bit of understeer, and he's out of overtake mode here though, so
it doesn't matter a lot on the last sector.
It doesn't matter tremendously. It'd help a little bit, and it'd certainly help here, but he's got to cross the line. And what sort of time can Stein do? He's up into P3.
104.3.
The 104.3.
A little bit faster than Andre. Oh, 3/100ths of a second difference. It's gonna be a close quali, I hope.
Well, I do hope so, because it'll be a thrill to commentate. We'll see if we maybe have some officers. I'm actually going to get YouTube up on my phone now, so we can check the comments, see what people are saying, because it does keep flashing up that we're getting comments. Alright, sorry, forgot you were hard. And then we'll carry on. No swearing, Cornet. I'm a bit nervous. That was crazy. And back of the grid, says Thomas Rockingham. Well, we'll see about that, Van Rocco, my friend.
Real dick girl, it's Kachow, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh my god. Reese McCalb is loving the commentary. He's loving the commentary.
And Sergio Perez is driving. Wow. Professional driver. In a Renault. Or is it just me?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Renault? P10.
Looks like Tedwardo 99 to me.
Ah, it says Sergio Perez for me, that's odd.
And we've just learned now that Ben Rawies, is that Ben Rawi? Yeah, his internet's gone, so he's going to be doing time trial now. Yeah, I will just call him Ben. That was probably much easier. Yeah, Ben's internet has gone, so he will be doing time trial.
Last sector he's in.
We'll see, and that's actually that is how you hook it up. That's not how you hook it up.
He's dying.
As he's dead. He's dead. He's dead bad through that corner. I think he caught a case of death.
For Marco.
And that's a little bit naughty there. You're really not allowed to do that. He's got away with that, but
I say giving him a penalty. Fuck him.
I think that's a bit of a penalty going on there.
I'm sorry, I can't swear here. Christian server.
Oh no! Oh no! Ah! To catch up for Calder will tell you off. Let's ride on board with Stoss, who also seems to be doing a qualifying lap. Actually, he's on 8 laps of fuel. Perhaps he's trying to see what his fastest lap in the race could be to maybe get, grab that extra point in the championship, which can be vital at points. You shut up. He's saying that's not a penalty. I think it might be. So what else is going on? We've got Mark of Kenya out of fuel, just coming into sector 2 now. He's out of fuel completely, so that's going to be a long drive back to the pits for him. And I think Andre's still on that same race program.
No, he's not. He's on new, fresh softs. Zero laps driven on it. So.
Oh, okay. So he's just coming out now on an outlap then, I would imagine, for a qualifying one, perhaps. He's got 1.5 laps of fuel, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it doing a qualifying lap, unless this is his qualifying lap. Because it looks like a pretty good time. He's going to cross the line. He does a 104.3, takes him up to 4th place.
6 1,000ths faster than his previous lap.
And then he just goes, see you later, I'm going straight into the wall. Here comes Stein in sector 2, about halfway through sector 2. It looks like he's also on a qualifying lap. He's also on a qualifying lap as he misses the apex on the inside. But it's going to let him get a decent exit. He just used a little burst of overtake, just gives himself an extra few kilometres an hour in a straight line. I don't know if you've noticed this too, Cornet, but whatever the fuck that is in the background needs to fuck off.
What? I was just putting my Corona in the fridge.
Right, driver's going really quite wide into the left-hander, the fast left-hander near the end of sector 2. They seem to just be not quite hooking it up the way it should be, not quite getting the turn in. As Stein actually sets a purple sector 3. It looks like if Stein could put a good lap together, he could do very, very well indeed. But we will have to see.
They're all leaving for the lobby, I think. For the race lobby.
And yeah, it seems like qualifying will be starting shortly. Yeah, we've got 10 minutes till qualifying begins, so that should be rather interesting. So Toss has already left, so I'm assuming he'll be setting up the lobby. We know Ben is already he's already left. He's gone to do some time trial laps. Yeah, pretty much everyone's in the pits. As Andre, I don't know if he's going to have enough fuel to get to the pits. I think he will do. I think he'll be okay. Now watch Mr. Woot. He's not on a fast lap. Oh, and he's lost it. And Mr. Woot is off into the gravel trap in sector 3. What, mate?
That's not good.
It's not good at all. As he can avoid Andre, he's got a nice gap behind him to get onto the track safely. And I'm sure he'll probably just make his way into the pits, or he'll do an extra lap, just try and get those tyres cleaned off. But we've only got 4 seconds left of the practice session, so I think that's it for everybody, to be honest. I don't think anybody is still on a fast lap. Tedwado's doing a qualifying. Tedwado's still on his lap. I think it's going to be a quali lap. His DRS is wide open. He's in hot lap on his ERS mix. So we shall see. Let's see if he can hook it. Oh, he brakes, I think, a little bit too late, but that's not too bad there. If he can control the back end, which he does, that'll be a decent run. So I don't know about you, Cornet, but I would hook it on the curb on the inside there.
On what corner?
On the second left-hander, the double left-hander, near the end of Sector 2 at the start of Sector 3.
You can go with your wheels on the sausage on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. It just gives you a little bit of that rotation,
further,
just hooks you in.
Car will just jump.
As Tetuado crosses the line to do a 1:05.6, which puts himself in P8, and that's the end of the practice session. So we're going to be making our way straight over now to the qualifying and race lobby. Fantastic stuff.
Right, I get my M&Ms ready.
M&Ms and Corona. What else could you need?
Mate. Listen. Is that good or?
That sounded absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
Oh, it's incredible. Oh.
Ah, the first sip is always the best.
You got any lemon or lime in there? I'm gonna be disappointed
No,
if you don't.
Pure.
Pure Mexican bull piss, yeah.
Yes.
Pure. Love it.
Marco of Kenya.
And it is the return of the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Do you want to say fuck it and just jump into the race for a laugh?
No. Just do a quali lap and...
Just do a qualifying lap and then, yeah, put ourselves as 1-2 and then let the AI drive.
Are there only 10 people drive in? Last week there were like 15. But we still have 7 minutes.
Yeah, we do
Last
actually.
week, a lot of them joined in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of people will have skipped the practice, so.
Mate, M&Ms are the best. I don't like the real M&Ms because the taste is not as strong as these is because there's a lot more sugar in here. There's like 2100 calories in this bag. No, let me see. Per 100 grams, 500 calories. So it's like 1200 calories.
Welcome to Weight Watchers Netherlands, everybody.
Yeah. Calories, right?
Yeah.
Season.
I know you got to watch out because of all the football training sessions you're skipping.
Shh. I scored today, fuck you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, first ball touch, I scored it, mate.
Was that after they brought you on as a sub in the 80th minute because they didn't want you playing?
No, I just checked off.
What, mate?
First half on the bench and then a full second.
Okay, well, we've got 5 minutes till the race starts, so we'll take a little interlude.
The return of the M&Ms.
It is the return of the M&Ms. Cornet, I can...
Kachuk for Calder.
Is that Kachow?
Gamertag and gay.
Yeah, can you just say
I don't know.
Because he said he went wide and fucked his lap, so... Sounded like Kachow to me.
Yeah, because
Do we have Honesy in here, by the way? I haven't seen Honesy.
I don't know.
We've got a few faces I haven't seen around here before. Pump on Purpose. Think he's new?
I don't know.
I don't know. Got Kachow. Kachow's got to be favourite for pole, I would say. Kachow or maybe Dommy Lee. Or Steinzap if he can actually be consistent enough to put the lap together.
Whoop.
As Mr. Woot says, he's not expecting a good race, so we'll see. We're up to 12 people now. We've got 4 minutes, so Cornet, I'm going to trust you to entertain everybody for the next 4 minutes. I'll be back shortly.
Easy, mate.
Easy peasy. Just talk about your M&Ms and your calories and your football training.
Talk about M&Ms and calories and bulking and not going to the gym and shit like that. You know?
Go for it.
Yeah. I'm thinking a Corona. I got the best deal ever. 12 bottles of Corona for €8. How about that? It's usually like 17, I think. And you some off-brand M&Ms. You know. Wood, come on. You can race. I saw your race pace last week. It's pretty good. If you don't crash or fuck it up. Honesie's here. No way. Yeah, my guy. One of the McLaren's is joining soon. I don't know if Delta Lima is joining. He wasn't here last week because he couldn't. I don't remember why. Oh, there's Tiny. So we have 13 for now. There's 10 viewers right now, mate. This is some quality streaming right here. It's insane. There's another guy joined. Who is it? Ah, there he is, my guy, Thomas Rocco.
Guess who's back? Back again. Who's gone back? Telephone. G'day.
Jordy is here, so we have 15 for now.
Yeah, we are missing Asta, who has no internet, Delta Lima, who has prior engagements. Van Rocco is either in or on his way. I'm not sure which.
Van Rocco is in.
Honesy is now in.
50 drivers now, that's pretty good. Honesy's in for a while now.
And it is Exotic Flame's birthday, so his family are being knobheads and, like, you know, making him do something. Yeah.
15 is pretty alright, actually.
So yeah, I've got myself. Let's have a look at this. It's a two pint bottle of triple beer. It's Belgian. Yeah.
Ooh. I don't like triple beer.
Fuck you, cunt. It's fancier than.
Fuck you.
Fuck you and fuck you, Dolphin.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, 15 is a pretty good turnout for a league race, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should be getting started any second now, really.
Yeah, everyone's readying up.
So let's have your qualifying predictions, Cornet. Where do you think everyone will be finishing? Who do you think is going to take pole position today? As I try and find out how to
it's going to
open
be
this
close
beer.
between Honesy, Tos, Stein and Kachau for P1. I think there are 4 contenders for pole.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you here, as I'm opening this bottle and it's got a cork on the top of it. So I'm trying not to make a dent in my ceiling. But I think that would be quite a challenging endeavour. So I'm going to get the.
Shake it a lot, man.
No, mate. It's still got yeast. It's like a live thing. It's still got yeast in the bottom, mate. I can't just
mate,
shake it.
Don't yeast, yeet.
Mate, look. I've been letting it. It's been settling for 2 weeks. I can't go and disturb it now.
I can't look, mate.
Listen, we'll try and hear that pop. We'll try and hear that pop. See if I might have to go downstairs and get a Corkman movie thingy.
Why are you gay?
Ow, it hurts. I can't get it out. Yeah, there's nobody missing who isn't accounted for, I don't think, so...
No, I don't think so.
We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this bottle open, I'm not going to lie to you.
So last time I heard that after the live stream, after the race, that some guys were listening to me while racing. Morocco even had a second pair of headset on to listen to the race and to me, I mean. Sorry. English is hard. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get a bottle opener. This is truly terrible news.
Alright, see you later, cunt.
Yeah, bye, twat.
So let's start quali now. For Q1 it's not that exciting yet. Because there are 15 people, everyone will go through. But Q2 I think will be close between a couple of guys. Because their pace is pretty even in the midfield. So reset to track is banned. If we see it, we can get it if someone uses it.
Okay, so I'm back and I don't have a bottle opener. I've got a tea towel and I'm going to try and use that to ease the cork out of the bottle.
Easy, mate.
Easy games.
So reset to track is...
Hey! Did you hear that?
I heard it, yeah. It's
Woo!
my ears a lot.
It's open, bitch!
Oh, mate, your mic peaks when you don't do that again.
Okay. Right. Now, just got to try and remember where I put the glass down, and it's here. Let's hope that the driver's qualifying laps are hooked up just as well as
goes out
my alcohol setup is here.
About the space, actually. As Pump on Purpose, the small brother from Kachao,
Pump on
goes
Purpose.
out in the Haas.
That's Kachao's younger brother? When did you find that out? This is new information. Breaking news.
To the chat.
Oh, in the Discord.
Oh, and 69. Oh.
What? Wait, what?
He's number 69, this small cunt.
Oh, what a legend.
Yeah, the small German bitch.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to be driving something faster than a Panzer if he wants to get a good result today. Let's pour this drink.
It's going to be funny if he finishes above Kachao, though.
Very funny indeed. Let's hope it happens.
Yeah. So we can make fun of Kachao?
We can't make fun of... We'll make fun of Kachao anyway.
Yeah. Let's go, Onji. Let's see what you can do, mate. Onji talking in chat.
This Honesy still in the pits, but we're going to bind on board with Tedwardo. Let's quickly just pop the telemetry up. If we can.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, the lap data is what I meant to say there. And unsurprisingly, he goes purple, as he is the first one out. And he's got a nice place of clean air here.
Second one out, actually. Behind Yuri. Oh no, behind Tedwardo.
Behind Tedwardo.
Yeah.
And we'll see what Tedwardo can do, because he's entering the end of the second sector now. He's about to enter the third sector, sector 3, so we'll see.
No, Onji, you'll be close to him. Let's see if you can fight for pole position, I'm sure about that.
Come on, Eduardo, let's see what you can do, buddy. You've been quite low on the timing sheets in practice, but...
Yeah, the little brother of Kachao goes purple as well in Sector 2. As I think Stein got 1, 2 in
good, Stein.
per sectors. 104.5.
I know, 104.2.
Really close. Let's see what Stein does. I think he's going faster than the other two. Oh no, he's not. What?
He's on an outlap. Because he's starting his flying lap now.
I'm sorry.
Not a problem. So we're going to watch on board with Stein. He could have carried a little bit more speed through there, but that wasn't bad at all.
Oh, as Ben almost spins.
Oh, and I don't think he is on a fast lap, because I think... Is that me, or is he in ERS mode 0, Cornet? If we look on the dash.
Stein? Oh, he's a 0.
Stein's that,
maybe
yeah.
Just putting up
Well, it looks like maybe he's trying to put a heat cycle through those tyres, or perhaps it's a very conservative banker lap.
Alright.
Yeah, Domi Lee improves. That should be enough to get him through to Q2.
Everyone goes through to Q2, mate.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Should be enough to get him through to Q3, though, if he can do that lap time in Q2.
I don't know, it will be close.
It will be close, but I think he's got a decent chance, judging on the qualifying times against some of the slower guys, but we'll see. As Honesy is actually out on his flying lap now, so we're going to ride on board with Honesy as he enters the double left-hander.
1050, that's a pretty good lap actually for Stein.
And that was really well hooked up.
0 ERS.
Yeah, he's got that hooked up so well as he goes purple in Sector 2. Wow, he got that sector 2 and the beginning of Sector 3 hooked up so well there. It's not so great through here as he's actually gone a box.
Box.
Is he trying to be cheeky and set a fastest time in the pit lane? I don't know if that's how that works, but
Thomas just said that I'm making more mistakes than Crofty.
I don't think that's physically possible. As Jersey crosses the line to do a 104.89. And can you see rain? I can see rain on the chassis of Jerdy S.
Yeah,
it is raining. It is raining here in Austria.
It's just giving Kachao an advantage because he looks really fast in the rain from what I've seen from him.
I will see, because the people are going to want to try and get their laps in now if they want to know what representative dry time will be for them, because my experiences with
green again because of the water.
Yeah,
raining
with my experience, it's going to turn the track green, and there's just going to get less and less grip as we go on through Q2 and Q3, and we'll see what the weather's like for the race. Can you imagine if we had a wet race? That would be fantastic, and we might see quite a few spins at turn 2. What do you think?
Turn 2 in the last sector, I think.
Turn 2 and the last sector,
yeah. Is really hard on the wedge.
Yeah, the exit of turn 2 is going to be incredibly difficult if the line starts getting a little bit greasy, because we've already seen in practice some drivers spinning. Well, it's technically turn 3, but really it's turn 2 because it is really the second turn. A kink in a straight is not a turn, but you know what? Go for it.
Yeah, but it's called turn 3 in real life.
Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's visibly raining now. There's just some drops on the chassis. Now you can see the drops falling.
And it looks like Andre is on a fast lap. No, he's not.
Tos and Honesy did the banker lap, right? Like
yeah, well, you don't need to. I think a lot of the drivers are going to just be keeping their cards close to their chest, not wanting to show off what their true pace is just yet, but we'll see as Mr. Woot starts his lap.
Kachao's little brother actually did a...
And we have some goal news as Arsenal have gone 1-0 up against West Ham United.
Mate, another sport.
Doesn't matter. I'm just that good. I can commentate 2 at once, bitch. As I finally finish pouring this pint. That is a beautiful pint. Anyhow. Anywho. Mr. Woot really gets tight to the apex through there. Perhaps a little too tight to the apex, I'm not too sure, but... So he uses the curb on the entry to really try and swing the car in. It looks like he's taking some pretty good lines, you know. He doesn't quite hook the car on the curbing, but he may be trying to avoid that due to the wet weather, so... We'll see what he can do here as he thunders through sector 3. Great line through there. Really carry the speed over there. He runs a little bit wide, but he's gotten away with it, and he's gone across the line, and he's going to do a 1:06. So that shows that the water is really starting to kick in now.
It's really good in quality.
Yeah, that shows that the effect of the rain is really starting to kick in now.
Last week.
Yeah, Mr. Woot is a speedy boy, so we can quite clearly see the track conditions are deteriorating.
M&M's are so good.
Let's see, we've got 9 minutes left of Q1, so I doubt we'll see very much more action though, because it seems a little bit pointless. Actually, could we see some drivers getting upper hand here by doing some laps in the rain, actually getting to feel what the grip is like on the circuit, and maybe getting an advantage in Q2 or perhaps even Q3? We'll have to wait and see, because Mr. Woot is going to actually continue, so it looks like perhaps, I don't know what you think, Cornet, but perhaps Mr. Woot is just trying to use this as a chance to just feel the conditions, see where the grip is.
Probably. Or else he wouldn't do like 2 laps. See what I did there? Woot, not Woot. Yeah.
Just like Joe Biden in a high school, Mr. Woot is trying to get a feel. So we're going to see how that's going to help him in Q2.
Mate, controversial.
Surprised you even know who Joe Biden is. So we continue on through the session. I think Pump on Purpose may be out. He is out. He's in P2 currently, as we see him survive turn 3.
You mean Kachow's little brother?
Kachow's little brother, I guess that's what. We've struck gold with our broadcast team, says Tos Dekaba.
Zandvoort 2020 has joined. What? This is new for us.
Van Rocco's gotten a little bit wide. Let's hope he doesn't ruin Kachow's little brother's lap as he's got to swipe across. And that could have been a little bit iffy. And
yellow flag for Juan.
Is that Juan out of fuel? No, it's not. He's just going slowly. Of course, damage, I'm assuming, will be on now, unlike it was in the practice. So,
yep, damage is on.
Damage will be on. Is it simulation or full or? As Pump on Purpose gets well out of the way of Van Rocco.
Oh.
Who hasn't set a time.
Yeah, it's a Joe Biden joke.
Huh? I hope you appreciated that one, Mark of Kenya. You'll be very careful there because you're not going to have very much grip. Did you see him move to the inside before he actually made the turn in for the corner?
Rocco's the only one on track for now.
Yeah, we're riding on board with him and don't know what he's doing. I think he's just trying to get a bit of heat into those soft tyres.
Yeah.
Looks like perhaps
used to his new control freaks that would make him go faster, I guess.
Let's hope it doesn't make him too much faster in SFR because we are much faster than him.
Yes. Easy.
Easy games. And we have a bit of insider info. The weather is saying that rain will be stopping in 10 minutes.
That's good.
I don't know how reliable the source is on that one, but I'll take his word for it. Who knows, the track may be drier than my palate just before the sip of this ale. Yeah, it looks like Van Rocco's going for another hot lap.
It looks really slidey on the track. Even in
Yeah.
turn 2, you saw the car sliding a bit. That's not good.
Very much so. We'll see. A lot of this is just going to be because of the rainy conditions though, and it looks like the rain will be easing up soon, so we'll see what the weather's like in Q2 and if it would have eased off a bit. I think by the end of Q2 we'll be back to probably a dry track. It will be green, there will not be as much grip.
As Van Rocco oversteers and almost binge it.
Well, maybe if he didn't have the control freaks he would have been that one, but he saved it this time. As Honesy's gone out for an outlap. Oh, and Van Rocco, a very late call to come into the pits. That was a very late call. It said Honesy is going to be on an outlap. And there he is, just coming through sector 2 now. As a mosquito flies annoyingly around my face. Let's see what he can do.
Kill it.
I would if I knew where it's gone, but the rest of my room, apart from the front of my TV, is dark, so it looks like he may well have eluded me for the time being.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, in from Thomas Rockingham right there. That was some Lewis Hamilton-esque pit entry. Probably the only part of his race that would be Lewis Hamilton-esque, but we shall see. Keep the faith. As Honesy actually manages to take the corner in 4th, so they're not slowing down too much, but it's really out of the traction zones where it's going to hurt the drivers this wet weather.
Went really tidy to there, really conservative.
And yeah, look, he was quite conservative on the throttle, but he's still got a little bit of oversteer, so that wet weather really not helping those rear soft tyres just pick up a little bit of traction. I don't think we're quite at the point of intermediates yet, so I think it may well dry up before that time comes.
No spray yet.
But there is, yeah, we're looking okay for now.
As Mr. Wood goes out on the intermediates, actually.
Really?
He
Well,
fitted them. Yeah,
and
fitted them all.
Honesy has just gone purple in sector 2.
Oh.
How on earth has he done that? That is quite fantastic. Shows he must have some real pace, especially
right here.
especially compared to Van Rocco. We'll see Honesy cross the line, and he only does a 107.8, so he must have lost a lot of time elsewhere.
The rain really fucks you in the last sector.
Cornet language.
No.
No. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1, could that be Mr. Woot? It is Mr. Woot. Still on his outlap, so we'll see. And he's not on the intermediates, he's on the softs. Maybe he did an outlap on the intermediates, came in, strapped on a pair of softs and went straight back out again.
I think he fitted them to see what the times were, the difference.
Yeah, he has to catch oversteer on his outlap, so drivers are really starting to struggle, as we're not quite in the changeover period for the intermediates yet, but they're losing a lot of grip on those slick tyres.
Oh no.
What's up? Okay. You didn't drop an M&M, did you?
No.
And I think our timing screens were capping a bit there, mate. Because I do highly doubt that Honesy did manage to pull off a purple sector, no matter how good he is, in sector 2 with these conditions, so
There's exactly 15 people exotic. I don't know if you're racing, but you'll start P16 then, because you're not in this session.
has Exotic actually made it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic news. 16 is a fantastic turnout. There's inboxes Honesy. And I think that's going to be it. Everybody's in the pits and they're not going to be going out now because the session has ended. So there is your order for the finish of Q1. It's Domily 23 in first place, then Pump on Purpose, then Andre, then Ben, then Eduardo, Mr. Woot, Jurdy, Stein, Juan, DTLR, Van Rocco, Honesy, and then Mark of Kenya, Tiny, Toss and Kachow all did not set lap times in this session. Of course, they will automatically be through to Q2 because there are only 15 cars in the session. So we're yet to see their qualifying pace. And I hope we don't have to wait the 1 minute 50 because we may have to get you to converse further on the economics of M&Ms in order to pass the time, which I'm sure nobody wants. But there we go, as you crunch down on an M&M right there. It looks like we are just going to have to sit here for 40 seconds as the rest of the drivers haven't taken the checkered flag. But to my knowledge, that is everybody in the pits. Yep. As Van Rocco says, his favourite M&Ms are blue M&Ms. What's your opinion on that, Cornet? What?
They'll taste the same.
Oh, what?
Color doesn't change the taste? Or am I stupid?
I don't know. I'm not an M&M connoisseur like yourself. As we have Kachow interested in coming on for a quick interview post Q1. So I think we'll bring Kachow up to the commentary box.
I'll do it then.
Well, I'm already on the screen, so I don't know if I've actually got him as a friend. You're gonna have to suggest him, I think, mate. If you'd be so kind. As we actually see there that
he isn't online.
Well, he is online. Just send him an invite; it'll still come through. As we see, Fleety is sweating for the SFR race on Sunday. He's practicing because he's a little sweat. See him now sat in his little apartment in Sheffield, banging in the laps around Silverstone.
I requested him to the lobby, to the party.
We'll see if we can quickly get him on for a couple of words, but we'll see, because it is going to be the start of Q2 now, which is actually going to make a difference, so we'll see if he wants to drop by. we already have yellow flags. Someone crashed. Yeah, Juan has gone off. And here we have Kachow here. Up in the commentary box. Hello, mein Freund. How's it going?
Super,
Super, fantastisch.
das hört sich sehr gut an.
Wunderbar.
So I'm ready for some questions.
Okay, so how are you... Firstly, could you just tell us, how did the track feel after the rain started coming down? Did you manage to get any laps in, or did you stay in the pits?
I have no idea. I went out on outlap right at the start and then waited a whole Q1, so I have no idea how it felt.
Okay, very informative, thank you.
So you
Yeah,
sound like Sebastian Vettel.
Huh?
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 You sound like Vettel, mate. Seb.
You're
the Ferrari guy, number 5.
Yeah, we'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Thanks.
He sounds like a more German version of Sebastian Vettel.
So,
Yeah,
I will
sounds
go
more-
out now. I hope you're going to watch me because
We will be watching on board, so
I'm gonna watch your little brother.
when you-
because he's better than you.
So, should I do like should I explain the track while driving?
No?
No?
Okay.
That's our job.
I won't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
just drive.
best of luck on your lap, Kachow. Good luck.
Thanks. I should
Uh,
have crashed my brother.
try not to crash too hard.
I will try.
Go to your brother and bully him.
I'm
Controller and like fuck him up.
honestly thinking about just crashing into him because it's right in front of me. I think I won't.
Okay, Kachow.
It's good.
Will buy. Yeah, he's on a step, so that's the right thing to do.
But if I was you, I should shut up and.
But yeah, we'll let you go, mate. We'll let
There's
you go as,
McLaren.
and then we'll get back to the broadcast. So thanks a lot, Kachow, for the very brief
McLaren is on
words.
the grass.
Very
Start of second.
good luck, Kachow.
Thanks.
Good luck.
And yeah, there is.
Really expensive lawnmower over there.
And yeah, a very expensive lawnmower. Maybe not a very expensive driver behind the wheel, but a very expensive lawnmower nonetheless. And he's actually going to pit in now.
I think he has a broken front wing actually.
Really? We see if we can get another angle on that, but we can't because he's entering the pit lane. So
And I think Chow is going for a fast lap now.
oh, and he does. He did have a broken right end plate there. As Kachow is on his lap, and he has gone purple. Let's see how late he can be on the brakes. All the way down to third gear. That was very nice. He picks up the traction really well as well. This is a very good lap so far by Kachow. Let's see if he can go purple in the second sector as well as the first. As he crosses the timing line, and he does go
Yes,
purple
he can.
again. Could we even see him knocking on the door for 102 here, Cornet?
Well, I'm not sure.
It'll be a difficult one, but
Let's see.
if anyone can do it, it'll be Kachow. So he takes a lot of the final corner.
104.5.
Just what you do. As Kachow crosses the line, and that's a 103.3.
103.3, that's really good.
That is a very nice lap, as we can see that the track is now pretty much bone dry.
It's still green.
It's still going to be green. There's not going to be much rubber laid down. There's not going to be very much grip, but there'll be a lot more than when it was moist. Let's see if there's anybody else we can ride on board with. We can ride on board with Honesy. So he crosses the
I
line
think he's on the fast lap.
to set a lap, and it's a 104 flat.
We expect better from him.
That might not be the best news for Honesy. He'll be want to go a little bit faster than that. Let's hope someone can actually challenge Kachow for pole position, because right now he's put in a very good lap.
Rocco and Tedward are exiting the pitch.
Indeed they are, and I think there's an issue for a racing point car. Or was it the... it was one of the cars around him. And I think Toss
Yeah,
is...
Toro.
Yep, Toss is currently on a fast lap, so we'll watch the rest of Toss's lap. Oh no, it's not. He's on an out lap, I think, or an in lap. So we'll see which, as he's going to go very gentle on the tyres. And is it Stein's lap that's bringing out the yellow flags?
Yeah,
I think it is. I think he's just driving very slowly. As yet, Toss pits, so Toss has set his lap. Set his lap time. As Ben and Tedwardo are both on out laps. As is Van Rocco, so we'll ride on board with Van Rocco. As someone has gone off. It's Tedwardo is into the gravel, and he's going to come and rejoin the track, and he's going to stop to give space to, I think that's Ben who's going to let him go. And they've got no one behind them, so that should be okay. As Van Rocco just crosses the line to start his lap. There are yellow flags, but it's just Ben retiring from this session. Well, leaving this session. He hasn't retired, he's left. So he could still rejoin. See Van Rocco here, he's going to keep it really tight to the left hand side of the track, braking at about 80 metres, and he's actually gone purple in the first sector. It might be because he ran so wide at turn 1. Really let him carry some speed, but he's gotten away with it, and that's going to be a very nice first sector for him. As he goes late onto the brakes.
Really low downforce.
Possibly, yeah, not quite as fast as Kachal through there, but let's hope he's got a bit of rear grip for this left-hander. As West Ham equalise with Arsenal and Ben rejoins the lobby. Oh, he caught the grass there. That's gonna slow him down there, and that might have just stopped him from putting in that perfect lap that he was after.
Can we see Van Rocco going for pole? He's going really fast though.
We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. But he knows just how to take the mick with the track limits, as he goes fourth fastest with a 104.2. And I mean, he'll only have to find 9/10 to be on Holmesy's pace.
Is anyone else on a fast lap? Andre is on a fast lap, I think. Yeah.
And I think, breaking news here, I think Rainer Zufal, aka Nick Walter, is drunk, as he is messaging me on WhatsApp.
When is he not?
As Van Rocco lets Toss go by. There's not too much going on right now. We've still got quite a few drivers in the pits and some on out laps. Looks like Andre is going to be on a fast lap though, so we'll see what he can do. I think he's got Domily just behind him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As he's coming through the third sector, and that's really ambitious, but he doesn't get the apex there, and that means you just can't carry the speed through that corner. That's going to hurt him, as he's going to set a 104.1 to just pit Van Rocco to the post. But yeah, that's a good improvement there. As here goes Toss on another fast lap. He's trying to get through on the medium tyre, and that's going to remind me, I'm actually going to put on the detail what tyres are fitted, because obviously that's going to make a massive difference if you qualify in the top 10 in Q2. Then you of course start on that tyre.
So the guys who are in top 10 on the mediums right now are Toss, Kachau's little brother, and Wood.
Pump. And Woot, yeah.
Yeah, the rest are...
See, Domily just outside. I reckon Domily does have the pace to get in. And he's just sent me a message in German. If you want to translate it, it's here is a song for you, Enormous Penis from Da Vinci's Notebook, and then a Spotify link. Alright, let's give it a listen on stream. Sorry, Toss. Let's see what this is all about. It's on Spotify, so hopefully it'll load.
Marco is on his first lap in the last sector on the mediums. And let's see as Tedwardo blocks him and he crashes into him. Oh no. That's not good for Tedwardo. I think that's going to be reported to the stewards, but let's see what they do after the race. Hey, cut the music, please. It's fucking my ears. Can Marco still go out on the mediums? It's going to be tricky. Did you see that crash with Marco and Tedwardo?
I didn't catch it, unfortunately. I saw the aftermath of Mark being off the track, but I didn't quite get there for the incident.
I can save quali, so if someone needs the...
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have your
Marco
perspective on
wants
that
to
for
report
the
him, he can hit me
stewards. As Honesy's going to box now. Ben is going to be on a... I hope he's going to be on either an in-lap or an out-lap. I think that's an in-lap because his those soft tyres are 2 laps old. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1 for that looks like Andre. I think he's just going slow to let the Ferrari pass, so...
Jonesy can't enter his pit box, and now he can.
And here we see Mr. Woot. He's on a fast lap. He's tried on the mediums. He couldn't get into the top 10 on the mediums. Looks like he's not going to risk it again because he's gone out for a lap on the soft tyres, just with a hope of breaking into that top 10 and getting into the Q3 shootout. As somebody else has actually improved their time, and that's knocked him down to P12 now. It's knocked Kachel's little brother out of the top 10 down to P11. So we will see what Mr. Woot 10 can do here. Oh, a bit of a lag going on there, but okay, as he goes under the Fanatec sign, gets really far to the left. Let's hope he can really carry some speed through there in 7th gear. That was a fantastic line, down to 5th and then back on the power, using the curb on the exit just like you need to do. And he's going to cross the line. He's going to go P3 with a 103.8.
That's a pretty good lap there.
Because we have yellow flags for Tiny,
yellow flag.
but I think he was
moment because he
possibly
looks like he's on fast lap.
No, he wouldn't have been on a fast lap. He's only got 0.5 laps of fuel left, so he couldn't have been on a fast lap. He wouldn't have got to the finish. I think he's on an in-lap. And I think maybe he'd slowed down to try and save a bit of fuel and that, brought out the yellow flags. We don't know.
Alfa Romeo is doing the slipstream.
As here goes Van Rocco on a fastest lap now. No, he's on his out lap, sorry.
Mediums, though.
He is out on the mediums. Does he think that he can actually improve upon his time on the mediums? As we do have yellow flags, but it's just for some cars getting past some other cars. Nobody's gone off, so we're okay for now. And yeah, it looks like the Alfa Romeos are
going for the
doing a bit of slipstream, as there's a Haas facing backwards of Andre. He's in the gravel.
Oh, that's not a good way.
He's where Alex Albon doesn't want to be. If we go back to Van Rocco, Van Rocco's going to be catching up to them now, and he's going to see yellow flags waving. They're going to briefly turn green again though. And let's hope that Red Bull can
limit of the track.
Can get out of the way. And Domi Lee
moving out of the way.
Does get out of the way, but I think that's compromised Van Rocco. That was really late. That was a bit naughty there from Domi Lee. I don't think he should have been doing that. He moved too late. Van Rocco had already started to take a bullion action in case he didn't, and I think that's compromised Van Rocco's line through there. But we'll see. As Van Rocco can chuck it in here, he runs wide. Oh, and he's going to pit. He's going to back off and he's going to come into the pits. Maybe he thought that Domi Lee had actually ruined his lap there.
He's going to be on the edge, though, because he's in P9. As Ben is going for an outlap. Yeah, he can finish it if he...
And Kachel's little brother is also on an outlap.
Kachel is now on his fast lap. And he spun! Turn 1. Oh no. He's still through, but not on the medium.
Yeah, he's not going to be getting through on those medium tyres. It means he's going to have to be starting on those red marked soft tyres. So I might put him at a little bit of a disadvantage strategically, but I don't think anybody else is going to be getting through into the top 10 on those medium tyres. So I think he's dodged a bullet there.
I think P11 is the place to be for now, as strategy wise.
Yeah, it's looking like nobody in the top 10 is going to be able to pull any tricks out the bag, as we have a yellow flag in sector 3, but I think it's just for a car slowing down. Yeah, and that's Andre going into the pits there, and I think Mark of Kenya, was it?
Brother of
following him in.
Goes for fast lap because he's in P14 for now.
And he was on the mediums, but he's come back out on the softs, and I don't think he's on a fast lap right now, Cornet, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to get a chance to improve his time.
Yeah, he ran out of time.
And the whole lap is red for him, so did he track extend a little bit? We don't know, as he's gone across the line now though, and that's going to be the end of his qualifying. So I don't think he's going to be allowed to set another lap time. Well, perhaps he is, because he's really thrown it into turn 1 there. He's still going, as we have a yellow flag in sector 3, and It's Ben having some sort of... I don't even know. That looked like an insane amount of lag to me, but...
The brother of Kachao is going for push step. I think he doesn't know that he has no time left.
I don't know how he's actually being allowed to by the game, but... he's hooking it up quite well.
As Ben says OMG in the chat.
Discord?
He's pushed down to P11.
Oh no.
Varacco should the Q3.
We don't know for sure because we don't know if Pump on Purpose's lap time will actually be counted here.
It won't. He already has the checkered flag.
Yeah, and you're right, it does not count, so... at least he'll have free tyre choice, but I think that's going to round out the top 10. So through to the top 10 and into the Q3 shootout is going to be Kachao, Domi Lee, Honesy, Mark of Kenya, Mr. Woot, Stein, Tiny Darth Spike, Toss, Andre, and Bamrocco. And eliminated from this session we have Ben, Tedwardo, Juan, Pump on Purpose, aka Kachao's little brother, and Jurdy. So
not a good outing here for Tedward, who
Tedwardo.
I know has good race pace.
Yeah,
At
we'll
least he had
see.
last week.
We'll see if he can pull it back in the race, because that's not where you'll be wanting to start.
He made it on the softs, but he gambled for it and went out too late for his last run.
Well, it's
So
a
we
risk
say
you take
goodbye to them.
sometimes. So we will be saying goodbye to the slowest 5 drivers here. Only briefly though, as they will be back for the race.
Oh, don't call them the slowest drivers.
Well, the timing sheets don't lie.
Don't call them that.
The timing sheets do not lie. They are the fast. They are the slowest 5 drivers.
Yeah,
They
my
are
hips
not-
also don't lie.
The fast. Can I have a quick look in the race direct to see if there's been any incidents? No, we've had Pump on Purpose. Did get his lap time invalidated. I was right on that one. That's why it backed off. And Andre exceeded the track limits once, but only got a warning. So that's a pretty clean session. That's good to see that there are no grid penalties there. Because the last thing we want is people qualifying lower down than their actual pace because of silly incidents. So let's see. But
The strongest team is looking like it's Racing Point.
yeah, Racing Point are doing
Maybe
well
Red
there.
Bull
The
can
pink
challenge
Mercedes.
But Racing Point looks really fast. And the Williams also look really strong. You got a Williams
Ben
on pole
was in
position
P11 though.
for Q2 and one on P11, so maybe he can do something with this.
Ben has the
strategy.
best options, has the best position to start in strategically, so we will see. As now we have Stein, Bamrocco, Mark of Kenya, Andre, Tiny, Honesy, Mr. Woot, Tost, and Dominic and Kachao. As Kachao is going to go straight out, I think he's going to be the first person out on track, using the advantage of the Williams garage right at the end of the pit lane to make sure he's got track position here around Austria. So I suppose we will follow him around for the time being. Yeah, it's looking like Kachao's probably got to be the favourite for pole position though, because he's shown consistent pace and practice, but we'll see. You never know what could happen. He could hit the wall, he could have an issue, we do not know yet, so let's watch eagerly as he goes all the way down to 4th gear for the first corner. No, he's going to try and get a good drive out of there. He's into 8th. Late on the brakes there, then turning, just clipping the apex and then running it wide onto the red and white curbing on the outside. That's just what we want to see. which is looking like a pretty decent lap for Kachow so far. Let's hope he can keep hooking it up. Well, he'll be hoping he can.
Morocco looks really good as well.
That was a... Oh, he takes the perfect amount of curb on the inside and the outside. And again, this is looking like a wonderful lap. Just clips the curb on the inside, then runs wide. That's just what you want to do. Revs out 4th gear. Oh, and this has been a fantastic lap from Kachow, and that's a 103.3. Wunderbar.
Time he did in Q2, so...
But I'm sure there's a few more tenths in there, but that looked beautiful through the 2nd and 3rd sectors, so let's see, maybe he can gain a bit more time in the first. As Honesy's also set his lap time, he's 3 tenths off. Mr. Woot has set 1 and he's 1.2 seconds off, so I think Mr. Woot can certainly do it faster than that. As Van Rocke crosses the line and does a 103.8, bringing his McLaren up into 3rd place. Toss can only go 1/10 slower than Van Rocke and can qualify in 4th for the time being. Andre in 5th with a 104.005. Mr. Woot by 5/10 of a second, the slowest driver so far this session, but we've still yet to see times from a few. As Dommy Lee goes second with a 103.5. And here we are, Stein's lap's gone across the line. He's gone really wide out there, but I don't think he's got invalidated for it, as he's gone across the line. He's going to go 4th fastest with a 103.7, as Mark of Kenya takes 4th straight back off him with a 103.731, only 2/100ths of a second between those two drivers, and Tiny has put in a 104.3 to put his Red Bull in 9th position on the grid so far. So that is provisional pole for Kachow, but some faster times will come in as Honesy gets a 103.2. He's gone a 10th faster than Kachow. That is a mega lap there by Honesy. I'm sure he'll be very, very happy with that one. Very happy indeed. As Dommy Lee is really hugging the inside there to try and let some drivers past. What is he doing? What is Dommy Lee doing? Why didn't you just get through that, mate? Why would you try and park it there in the apex to let people pass? Just get on with your lap. Get ahead of the people. Keep a good gap and you're not going to hold anyone up. Look, we've got Mark of Kenya on a fast lap, and this is just a farce. An absolute farce here. I think that was Steinzap and Dommy Lee. I mean, I'm sure he will not be very happy with that, as Honesy is currently out of fuel on the straight going up to the tight right-hander sector 2. I just talked for about 5 minutes straight. Cornet, do you still exist?
I'm still alive.
Great stuff.
Really on fast lap? I think he is. He did a purple second there.
As we hear from Jeff that there will be rain in 10 to 15 minutes time, but it's looking like it's going to be way too late to actually affect the session, so
yeah, it's not going to be.
It's looking like it's going to be dry, but there is rain lingering about, so we'll see what happens in the race, as Dommy Lee is really pushing on this lap, and he does improve, and he's just 200ths shy of Kachow, and we can see that actually the top 3 drivers, actually the top 4 drivers, well, yeah, the top.
You're really intense here.
It's separated. It's separated by just a few hundredths of seconds, mate. This is looking like a really tight session. Drink your Corona and shut up.
Oh, you shut up. You're talking all the time and screaming.
I'm a commentator. I mean, you're supposed to be a commentator. You're just a silent sater.
Yeah, because you're screaming all the time.
It looks like Domedy is going to do the same shit. No, he's actually going to take the corner. Okay. Nice as we see his Red Bull teammate Tiny also doing the same, getting to the side of that straight.
Yeah, a lot of them are on the outlap. 4 of them.
Looks like Van Rocco is.
Let's see what Mr. Wood can do.
It's actually Tiny Darth Spike.
Because he's one of the fastest guys here.
Oh, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what Mr. Wood can do. He's on his outlap. Kachow and Honesy are both still in the pit lane though, so as we do have a yellow flag, but I think it's for one of the Red Bulls going slow, probably Dommy Lee. It is Dommy Lee as he comes into the pits. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Woot, if he can find 3 or 4 tenths, he will certainly be in
2 tenths is enough to get on the front row.
For the hunt for pole position. Well, we don't know, because Honesy and Kachow could definitely improve, as can Dommy Lee, so we'll see how that's going to affect the final standings, but for now he's just going to focus on doing the best lap he can. It looked like he swerved a little bit.
Can improve a lot, because I know what his practice lap times were faster than his time set.
Kachow can definitely and I can confirm, we actually got news through from the stewards. It looks like Dommy Lee's lap could actually be investigated by the stewards, well, it will be investigated by the stewards post-race for exceeding track limits at both turn 7 and turn 8. So that's going to put a lot of emphasis on Dommy Lee's next lap, because we don't know.
He's not the only one who did it, so I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to do it, they will do it to a lot of those guys.
Well, they'll have to do it fairly, but...
So I don't think there will be any action.
Yeah, Dommy Lee.
For a fast lap now, I think.
Of course, Dommy Lee's reply is, well, we're on regular corner cutting. That's the settings for the league, and I didn't get it invalidated. So, I think he makes a very good case. As we do have a yellow flag, I think, for Steinzap. Yeah, he's just slowing down to let Van Rocco pass, who is on a fast lap. See, Mr. Woot is on his fast lap, as is Van Rocco, so let's see how these guys can do. And I think Tiny is also on a fastest lap, so let's see if he can elevate himself from P10 to a higher position.
Really fast.
Yeah, Mr. Woot looks like he's getting a good lap together. Yeah, he has, and he's gone purple in the second sector, so we'll see what he can do here. Can he put in a little challenge for the front row of the grid? We'll have to wait and see. There's only one more corner left now. Let's hope he can nail this, and he does do pretty well there. He carries a good amount of speed. He's going to cross the line. Oh, and it's only enough for third fastest, but by just 1/10 to first, and literally
7 is separated by only 4 tenths. It's a short track, but still 4 tenths is not a lot. 2/100ths
between Mr. Woot and Kachow. That's just getting on the throttle ever so slightly earlier through one corner, carrying 1 or 2 miles per hour.
Of a second between Mr. Woot and Dommy Lee.
Wow, and that is incredibly close stuff. Hopefully Dommy Lee doesn't get a penalty after the race for this extension of track limits, but I doubt he will.
Mark of Kenya is tied at exactly the same lap time.
Wow, see, this is how close the racing is here in Nemesis Racing League. Absolutely fantastic. And we'll see what everybody can do on their last laps, because Honesy and Kachow now both out for their outlaps. As we have a yellow flag for Van Rocco, but we'll ride on board with Honesy. I'm sure he'll just hop into the pit lane and he won't be too much of an issue. Because here goes Honesy. Will he get held up by these people? No. They're going to back off. He is on provisional pole, but we'll see if he can improve. He's going to want to put the best lap time in possible, because he knows how real of a threat Kachow is behind him. So we're in for an enthralling end to this this qualifying session. We have a yellow flag behind them as they let someone past. As Kachow's just about to cross the line to start his lap. And it's crazy how close the battle for pole is here in Nemesis Racing League this evening. Honesy looks like he's on a good one so far, though. He's taken just the right amount of curbs. A little bit wide there, but not too bad. Let's hope that McLaren, I think it's a McLaren, no, it's a Red Bull. Let's hope it gets well out of the way of Honesy, and let's hope it doesn't give him too much dirty air through this right-hander. Through the final corner. On the run-up to the line. Can Honesy improve? No, he can't! He can only do a 103.2 as Kachow locks up as we ride on board with Kachow, but he's into the second sector. And it looks to me, just from the timing on the top right, that he may be a little bit off where Mr. Woot was on that lap, as I think that was Andre that was off the track, but he has set purple sector 2, so we'll see, can Kachow rob Honesy of pole position right at the end of the session as he crosses the line in a minute. Any second now, we're going to get the results through, and he does. He takes pole by 0.2 of a second from Honesy. Fantastic lap there by Kachow to set a 103.060, only
As Dominique spins out.
6/100ths of a second off.
Start of the third sector.
6/100ths of a second off, getting a 102 time, which would have been an incredible lap. As Dommy Lee has ruined his chance of doing well, and I think Tiny Darth Spike.
Stein is doing with his purple second sector again.
Oh, what can Stein do? He only needs to gain. Oh, and he's gone. He's gone. He's lost it. He's Max Verstappened it.
He died.
And now, is he going to hold up Tiny Darth Spike? Oh, and Tiny Darth Spike peels off into the pits. I think that may be the end of the session. No, it's not, because Mark of Kenya is on a fast lap. So we'll ride on board with Mark of Kenya. We'll see what he can do. But I don't think he's going to be able to get near to the likes of Honesy or Kachow. But I hope he proves me wrong, and we'll have a thrilling race if he does.
Can he go for the second row?
I don't know. It looks like it may be a little bit out of reach. The second row, possibly he may be able to just take fourth off Dommy Lee. We'll see. As he crosses the line, he can't improve. He stays fifth fastest with a 103.5, and I think that is it for the. That is everybody's starting positions. So it's pole position for Kachow, the fantastic lap, and then only 0.2 back from him is Honesy in second place. Mr. Woot then in third, Dommy Lee in fourth, Mark of Kenya in fifth, Steinzap comes home in sixth place, Van Rocco, he is in seventh, Toss in eighth, and then the fifth row of the grid, P9 and P10, is Andre, who is retired, and Tiny, who's only 1/10 off him. And I am very excited for this race, Cornet.
My biggest surprises are Mark and Morocco, I think.
Yeah, I think Van Rocco really could have done a better job out there tonight.
In Q3 himself.
But
P7, that's pretty good actually.
It's pretty good, but then you look at what his times were like early on in the session, and you think maybe that could have been even more for Van Rocco. But I think the fastest guys were really in a league of their own today. But I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty balanced all the way throughout the field, so I'm sure we'll get some thrilling race kicking off not too shortly.
I think there's a battle for P1 and P2 by Kachow and Honesy.
I think it will be a
for the last podium position.
Race-long battle between those two for the win.
The race pace from Honesy and Kachow was incredible. Honesy won easily with 16 seconds, if I'm right. I think Kachow.
You may well be right. I wasn't on board for that race, unfortunately, but I'm sure this will be thrilling. Let's see what they're like on race pace, because although Kachow is faster in quali, who knows? Maybe Honesy will turn up for the race, and he'll have better race pace on those, on less fresh tyres and with more fuel in the car. So we'll have to wait and see. But there is your final results. Kachow takes pole in the Williams car. Fantastic lap. He leads from Honesy, and Mr. Woot rounds off third place.
Tiny actually did a really good job. Tiny was battling for the last points, I think, for the last race, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm sure you can be happy with it, as the only real big incident that's gone on really is actually Van Rocco got a time invalidated for exceeding track limits, and as we saw before, Andre actually got terminal damage in that session, had to retire. It's looking a bit overcast conditions.
Should there be any rain in the session?
We'll see if we can get a weather report from someone on the grid today. But rain will certainly spice this one up. We'd see a lot more action, and some of the fans in the grandstands do have their hoodies on, and they do have their waterproof coats with their hoods up, so we'll see.
There's no rain forecasted.
But we're hearing that there will not be rain forecasted, so...
Someone asked for a link. I'll send it to him.
I've done it.
Oh, alright.
We're an efficient team, Cornet. Boom, 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 boom.
In it.
In it. So yeah, I've just got a couple of seconds now until the drivers will be on the grid to start the race.
I think there's gonna be
and here they are.
Formation lap first.
There will be a formation lap as they all slowly peel off the line. Everything's looking decent from the start for everybody, so let's hope there's no silly crashes, because if you have a silly crash you will be taken straight out of the formation lap. You'll be taken back to your grid spot, and those tyres will get very cold as we bring up our predicted pit stop strategy. And we're looking at a one stop either way. You could pit a little bit earlier onto the hards, maybe around lap 15, or you could go for the preferred strategy, which, well, what we think will be the preferred strategy from softs onto the mediums around lap 16, 17, and then to take those mediums to the end of the race then. But you never know what might spice the strategy.
Or if there's a safety car in the middle of the race, I should go soft, medium, soft.
Perhaps that will be an option, or maybe if there is a safety car really early on, we may even see people strap on the hards and see if they can actually just make it to the end of this race on those hard compound tyres.
On 2 mediums.
Or perhaps mediums to mediums, or mediums even to softs. We'll see. But yeah, there's a wide variety of possible strategy options depending on if there are any incidents that bring out safety cars or virtual safety cars. So we'll see. I think we'll see Kachow just try and really just these first 2 laps. He's really just going to try and pull out that gap. I think he's going to try and get out of the DRS range of Honesy.
Good starts from Kachow in this league.
Right. Okay.
He's not good at starts. He says it himself.
Do we think Honesy could actually
stick to P1 into turn 1?
Could Honesy actually take P1 from Kachow before the first corner? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm incredibly excited for this one as the drivers now line up onto the grid, and we are only moments away from action here. It's overcast conditions, but we're hearing that there'll be no rain. So it looks like Domily was actually disqualified from the formation lap, so he might struggle on the start if his rears especially have gotten a bit cold. He's going to really struggle to get traction.
Went to the grid itself, so it didn't teleport.
Okay, thanks for that information. The ghosting must have just been because he was ahead of one of the leaders.
Let's see what
as we're ready on the start. 1, 2, 3, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. That was a really late one, and that's a terrible start from Honesy. And Kachow! Oh, Kachow nearly loses it, and he's going to get swallowed up by the pack here. And that's actually Mr. Woot and Dommy Lee side by side into one for the win, for the lead. And Mr. Woot has actually taken the lead on this big contact. There's a Renault off in the back, and Kachow has fallen to P3. Mark of Kenya now on him on P4.
I think that's illegal.
I think that might be a penalty coming his way, but we'll have to wait and see as there's a big fight going on through turn 3 onto turn 4. And actually Mark of Kenya's up into the podium positions. He's going side by side with Mr. Woot.
Ben Rawi got contact. And
and I think it was Ben. He's down to P14. Andre down to P15. Well, that's where he started, but he's not made up any positions.
Mr. Woot there.
And a fantastic work by Mark. Can he set his sights on Dommy Lee here and actually maybe even go for the win? We did not expect Kachow and Honesy to be down in 4th and 5th by the end of the first lap, but that's racing for you, and that's the competition here in Nemesis Racing.
Yes, Tiny made a mistake.
It looks like Tiny has lost a position to two people there. He's down to P11. Kachow's going to fight off Honesy through there, but Honesy will be all over him, I would imagine.
Has Ben left because of bad connection?
That is a possibility, as DRS already enabled. Apparently we're on lap 3.
That's not correct.
That does not seem correct, but we'll follow on with the race anyway.
Because of his wing damage.
And Tiny has pit. That's not good for Tiny. We'll see what compound he actually comes out on. That'll be interesting to see. There was nearly contact there with Kachow with the rear end of Mr. Woot, so we'll be watching that keenly. But it looks like Dommy Lee has actually pulled out a bit of a gap now to Mark of Kenya, who looks like he's going to be coming under pressure from Mr. Woot, but not quite yet, as he's going to get a little bit of respite in the 3rd sector where it's a bit more difficult to overtake. And yeah, Ben has left and he's rejoined, so let's hope that Ben can actually get back in the car and he can have a fight, even if it's just with Tiny. And we'll just check in on the back as we see the predicted pit stop strategy. As I said before, maybe lap 15, 16 to mediums, or lap 13 to 14 for the hard tyres. And Dommy Lee is already out of that DRS range, so he can really control this race as he goes incredibly wide there. That might be a warning. I'll have to
Hoji
watch
and
out.
Kachao are closing up to Mr. Wood really quickly.
They are, as Mr. Woot has a little look to the inside of Mark of Kenya, but he sees he can't make anything work, and Kachao has got to be right on Mr. Woot.
It's going to be a really close one.
Mr. Woot's got the DRS wide open. Let's hope Kachao will be hoping he's got the lower downforce, and he's already passed, and he's got to go down the inside of Mark of Kenya for P2. He locks up. Will we see the switch back for Mark of Kenya? No, we won't. That was a fantastic move by Kachao, but he's got a bit of oversteer. But I think he's going to be just enough ahead of Mark Kenya that he's going to be safe into that corner, and this is...
No, he's not.
This is going to be fantastic news here for Dommy Lee. Dommy Lee is going to be loving what's going on behind him now, because he can just pull away.
Kachao is under attack from Hoji there. He takes a look down the inside.
And this is some fantastic racing. So Kachao looked like the rear was sliding a little bit there for Kachao, but so we have actually a fight with the Renaults as Teduardo runs a bit wide and he's lost a lot of time. We'll go back to the leaders now.
Kachao goes wide.
And look, Honesy is all over Kachao.
Oh, yes, it did.
Will Honesy have a look?
Late lunge from Kachao, I think. On Mark.
Because Kachao is under a lot of pressure. He needs to get past Mark. Mark's holding up, so he's backing him completely off into his teammates.
It's going to be a three-way fight into turn 3? No, he's not close
and
enough.
Kachao is just not quite close enough to make a dive bomb.
He's almost pushing him across.
Can he get good traction? He does get good traction. Mark of Kenya is going to try and defend for the inside. I think he's going to have to try and go round the outside of this corner. Mark should be able to defend that because it's very difficult to go around the outside of that corner, as Alex Albon learned in real life. He's tried to switch back and he might make it work. He's going to have to switch back him again. Can he actually sneak down the inside here? Will Mark leave him the space? Mark is going to leave him the space as we've got yellow flags in sector 2 and it's the McLaren of Van Rocco is off. Van Rocco's gone off into the grass. He's going to lose a lot of positions, but we're going to go back to the fight up front as they go 3 wide into the right-hander, and he just manages to keep it together, and it's still Mark of Kenya from Kachao from Honesy with Dommy Lee now 2.3 seconds ahead in the lead. But here goes Kachao. He's going to have another lunge, I think, down the inside, and he should get this move done, but he's going to have to watch out for Mark coming back at him onto the next straight.
And he has to watch out of Kachao.
And Kachao, his teammate Honesy is going to be right on his rear bumper. But he must have a lower downforce as he's actually got it back on Kachao.
Hoji goes for a really late launch here.
Oh, and there's a lot of fighting going on there.
No, we can't.
Missed that a little bit there, unfortunately. But and where's Toss come from? Toss has come out of nowhere. These guys have held themselves up so much fighting that they've actually let a lot of the mid-pack catch right back up to them as Honesy has a big lock-up into that corner.
Racing like this.
This is absolutely fantastic racing.
Stein has a really nice view of this battle.
Stein is going to be hanging just a few tenths back. Maybe he's going to be snacking on a few M&Ms, having a few sips of Corona. We don't know yet, but
I would if I was him.
Cornet certainly would be doing that right now. And what can Kachao? Can Kachao even have a look here on Mark of Kenya? He's not going to. As I think is that Kachao's little brother? No, it's Andre. I think who's off. He's gone completely off.
Andre's off, yeah.
And Tiny Spike has gone straight past him. But we're going to have to get back to the fight between the leaders because they're side by side into T1. And Mark of Kenya is not giving that position up easily. And Kachao's going to take it up into P2. And Kachao, he's just timed that with a DRS detection point brilliantly well, and I think that's going to keep him ahead. But Toss might have a look around the outside. They actually go 3 wide into turn 3. They do, and I think they did make contact because Mark of Kenya, I think that is, has ran pretty wide there. Oh, and they make contact again, and this is getting a little bit frosty.
Can Toss go around the outside of Honesy?
Oh, he can't. He locks up. That's big contact, but I don't think there's any damage. I don't think there's damage, but Toss has actually lost a position there to Mark of Kenya, who's going to be right on the back of Honesy. I don't think there's any damage for anybody. There's not any damage from Toss either. As Toss goes down the inside. What a move! Can he make this stick? What a move by Toss down the inside of the second left-hander in that double left-hand section. Fantastic move. Absolutely brilliant. It's like Verstappen on Kimi Raikkonen. Absolutely incredible move. And Mr. Wu could Mr. Wu have a look at Andre coming onto these next straights? It looks like he's catching up to him. He's right on his tail. But we're going to just shoot back to the leaders for now because Honesy is within striking distance of Kachao. He's less than half a second behind. Maybe with a slipstream, DRS, rich mix, overtake mode.
Our ERS both.
All the juice is flowing.
It's almost empty.
Max attack, but
if I were them, I should work together to close up to Dummy Lee.
Yeah,
what they can do. As Hones almost loses it.
And he gets a bit of oversteer there, and he's got to lose time there. But we'll see if Kachow, because Kachow I think will have more pace than Dummy Lee in clean air without being fought. But I mean, we'll see if Dummy Lee can just control the pace. But now on, it's looking very good for the Red Bull team over Dummy Lee at this moment in time, as Mark and Kenya and Toss are swapping positions, and Stein goes down the inside of not one, possibly even two. He can't make it stick on the second, but he got past the first, and that's Stein past Toss into P5. Fantastic, and here goes Honesy actually. Ooh, he had a little look on the inside there, he couldn't quite make that work.
And Stein is side to side with Mark to the whole third sector. Are they still side by side? No, they're not. Stein is in front.
And what could go on here? These guys are going to be fighting away with each other, but so are Honesy and Kachow. And this race is so chock full of action at the moment that it's hard to keep track of. As Stein looks like he's gotten a little bit of a gap now, just enough as a massive dragonfly comes across my screen.
Mark are in a really close fight, just as Honesy and Kachow are.
And what can Honesy do here against Kachow? Can he have a little look? I think they might just be working together, or I think Honesy may not actually have the pace. He just might not be getting the traction off the traction zones to actually get past Kachow. And I think that's going to stay as it is into that corner.
Around 4 tenths per lap.
And they are, now they aren't fighting, they are flying up to the back of Dummy Lee, and we're still a few laps off the pit stop, so it looks like the pace is going to stay reasonably the same for now, so we will have to wait and see. And they do take a lot of curb in there on the exits, but I think that's perfectly fine with regular corner cutting.
I think Dummy Lee is driving really conservative to keep his lead. He's depleting all of his ERS that is possible.
This Kachow one's a little bit wide. That may give Honesy a look actually onto the next straight. Kachow really tries to prioritise his exit. Honesy gets a beautiful exit though, and Honesy is going to be right on the back of Kachow. If he can just tuck up in that slipstream, is he going to be close enough? He is going to be close enough. He's going to go down the inside of Kachow. Is he going to get past him? Will Kachow try the switchback, try and get the better exit with a wider line into the corner? And he has. They're side by side, and Kachow has opened his DRS. He's going to be down the inside, going into the tight hairpin.
And I
think Kachow is going to keep that position as he gets very aggressive there, and he's may well have left the door open for Kachow, for Honesy to come back at him. And yes, he has, because here comes Honesy. Back around the outside possibly of this left-hander. I think he might get hung out to dry. He's not going to. And Kachow just manages to keep the position there, but wow. This is some incredible action here in Nemesis Racing League. This is beautiful fighting. They do have to look at the
gap to Dummy Lee.
They need to look at the bigger picture right now.
Work together. As Kachow touches crossing inside, it slows him down.
And we'll see. Honesy is going to have another look at him, I think, going to the next straight.
Really fuck their race. His tires, they're fighting.
Yeah, and we're seeing a few lockups, especially from Kachow going into the hairpin at the halfway through sector 2, just trying to defend that lead, and this is not helping them because, I mean, I think they are still actually ever so slightly catching on Dummy Lee, or they're at least keeping the gap around the same.
He tries to go around the outside.
And that was a very audacious, ambitious move, but he can't make it stick, but he's going to be straight back in the slipstream, but I think he may be a little bit too far behind.
Made a mistake there.
And what's gone on here?
And there's a huge crash.
Massive crash. Oh, there's an absolutely humongous crash. I think Toss is missing a front wing. Stein has massive damage. Toss is going to have to box as well. That's massive damage to his front wing. Does Mark of Kenya have any damage? Not that I can see. No, I think the Haas and the Racing Point of Mark of Kenya have survived that. But that is massive damage for Toss, and that is race ruining for Stein right there. Two guys that were real contenders going into this to do well are struggling. We're going to have to see.
Chow's little brother is up to
P4. I don't know how he's managed this. He clearly knows how to keep it clean, and I'm going to actually pull up the tyre graphics just so we can see when Toss does box. So we'll see what he goes on, because he could go on the hard for the end, or he could actually go for the really aggressive 2-stop, and he is, I think, going for the 2-stop, because he's just boxed onto soft tyres. That is very, very ambitious with his tyre wear, because the 3-stop is going to be out of the question, so he's going to have to make those tyres last. And here goes Mark of Kenya. He's putting Pump under a lot of pressure here. Can they maybe make some?
He's going for the overtake.
Maybe can they make a move?
As Honesy goes for the overtake on Kachow. As these passes, they're side by side again.
They're still side by side, and Kachau's got Kachau's got it back, and Mark of Kenya has got past Pump on Purpose, who's going to just pop himself into the slipstream and just follow him through these corners. That gap still, it's come down to about 2.9 seconds now to Domi Lee, so we may well see these guys catching him.
I think if they work together, they can catch Domi Lee, who is in the pits right now.
Domi Lee has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh no, that's a terrible. That is. He's going to be fuming with himself. As Honesy's going to get the move done on Kachau and pushes him wide. And we'll have to see who gets the DRS, but I think it's going to be Honesy.
He did.
And Pump on Purpose has gotten back past Mark of Kenya, as they're going to go side by side. Wow. Well, this race, just the action just does not stop, and it's looking like it's now a fight between Kachau and Honesy for the win. After they looked down and out of it, and someone has spun there. It's Kachau.
It's Kachau.
Kachau has spun off. Oh, and it looks like Honesy should win this race if he doesn't completely throw it away, as the Alfa Romeo fan sneaks past into P4. And could this be a racing point 1-2 as Kachau's little brother goes back at Mark of Kenya?
Mr. Wood goes really wide there.
And there's another yellow flag in sector 2. Someone's crashed. And it's Kachau again. It's Kachau again. He's made another mistake. He's lost even more position.
Watch out.
He's down to P9 now, as Mr. Woot just sails past Ben.
Does he have wing damage? Non-visible.
It does not look like he's got any visible damage, but
his tires are.
And look at this now.
His tires are not looking good.
As Mark of Kenya, as Honesy, boxes for the hard tyres on lap 13, so he clearly doesn't think
it's going to be the one stop there.
That is going to be the one stop, but maybe you can't help but think maybe if he didn't fight.
Does as well.
You've got to think, Cornet. Maybe if he didn't fight Kachau, he'd be able to stretch that to lap 15, lap 16, and actually come on for those medium tyres. Oh no, and Professor Parakeet has joined. Luckily, he's going to be too late on in the session to join in. Thank the Lord. As Honesy comes out in P6,
he doesn't replace it.
And look, Domi Lee has boxed, and he is out ahead of Honesy, but you've got to remember he does have that 5-second penalty. So right now, Honesy has a 3-second lead over Domi Lee net. As there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and it's Kachau again, I think. Kachau again. I think his race is falling apart. It's not Kachau, it's Ben.
No, it's Ben.
And he's got massive wing damage. He's going to have to pit.
Something happened there then.
Something has definitely happened to Ben here, because he's missing half of his front wing, and this is not good. As look, Tiny is already all over the back of him. And Honesy has just got to try and keep this clean now. This race,
3.6 seconds behind. He lost time.
As the pit window opens for the one stop onto the medium tyres, and I think a few people might be taking that as, but look, Van Rocken and Kachau have both just boxed and they've come out on the hard tyres. Maybe they just do not have that confidence for their tyre wear for the rest of this race. And we'll see what Ben can do as he boxes to fix that wing damage.
And Juan is into P3 on the opposite.
Juan's doing an incredible job on the contra strategy. We'll see Ben box, and what's he going to go on to? He's going to be the first driver, I think, to go on to the medium tyres. No, he's going on to the hards as he gets that front wing replaced. Oh, and that's a really slow stop. That's a really slow stop for Ben. We'll cut back to the front of the pack here. I mean, Mark of Kenya and Pump have both got a box. He is. He's within only 4/10 now. But these two at the front, leading at the moment.
He's on the contra strategy, so I think he's going to fight it. It's not smart to fight it.
As Pump on Purpose has got past Mark of Kenya. I think as Mark has boxed. That's why. As Domi Lee goes down the inside.
And he lets it pass.
And he's gone a little bit wide though, because that could open the door, but he's got to get the DRS, which I think is just going to keep him safe. But I don't know, because Juan is tucking up in the slipstream, and he's not giving up on this one. He's trying to pressure Domi Lee. Maybe see if Domi Lee could lock up, make a little bit of a mistake, get a little bit of an oversteer, and just allow him that window to just sneak back in down the inside or around the outside.
By around a second already to Domi Lee.
Yeah, and Honesy, yeah, he's reeling Domi Lee in at a rate of knots, but we'll see, because Honesy is inevitably going to catch Domi Lee, and it will be for the race lead, although Domi Lee does have that penalty, but Domi Lee has no choice but to fight it and hope that Honesy encounters some sort of issue with tyre wear or something, because he can't let Honesy past, because then that is the race 100% gone from him unless Honesy makes an uncharacteristic mistake. But we will see, because Honesy is catching right up to Juan now. There's only a second between the two of them. But Juan has still got the DRS as Pump on Purpose boxes. And that's got to be for the mediums, you would think, along with Jordi. They're both pitting in, and they're going to lose a few positions. And he does. He pits onto the medium tyre, so he's going to be going onto the end. A little bit fresher, faster rubber. That's going to be nice for him, as does Jordi, does the same. Which is the no-brainer in terms of strategy at this point of the race. Lap 16, you've got 20 laps left. Mediums can do that.
Almost a second again on this lap.
And Honesy is going to be all over Domi Lee before we know it, but yeah, Juan is starting to lose hand over fist, but we're thinking Juan might not be boxing for another 3 or 4 or 5 laps, because those mediums, as we can see from the one stop, can last 20 laps.
Battle here for P7.
See, as Toss can't go down the inside back on Pump there.
He's on the better tire, so I think he's going to pull away from him from now.
We'll see, because Pump also, Toss also has a bit of tyre wear, and now Honesy can really just try and chase after Domi Lee now. The gap only 1.5 seconds. He's gotten past one, I think, in the third sector, and it is really low. And we'll look at Domi Lee's, and Domi Lee's is even lower, but he's still using the overtake mix. He's still using the overtake. They both use an overtake down the straight. Neither of them have any ERS to play with, and they're both trying to just burn up all their reserves, but I don't think it's smart for Domi Lee. I think Domi Lee is going to get caught whether he uses ERS or not. He's doing a decent job, but he's starting to fall off a little bit now. Those medium tyres are going to start really starting to fall off that cliff now. And we'll see. I wouldn't, if I was Domi Lee.
Second already, and Andre is within half a second within Stein, so he's probably going for an overtake here.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board now with Andre as he actually moves to the outside of Stein. Oh, and they make a little bit of contact there. He's going to switch back in. He's got a good exit. He's got a good exit though. The DRS is going to be wide open. I think he's going to be down the inside now of Stein. They're still neck and neck, so I think Stein is winning lower downforce. He moves to the right hand side. I think Andre should just be able to hang Stein out to dry, but we'll see if maybe he can move the switch. But no, he doesn't get the exit, and that was some close racing for a second there. And Van Rocco's off. Van Rocco's hit the wall. We'll see if he's got any damage. I don't think he has. No, I think he's gotten away with it. It was just tyre face to wall. And Honesy is now within a second of Domi Lee. And surely he's got to go for the overtake now. Surely he's got the DRS wide open. He does. And as soon as he gets to the full slipstream, he's going to go straight down the inside. As Honesy is now within 0.8 of a second of Domi Lee. Dropping down actually to 0.7 of a second there for a brief moment.
That racing point is looking really good for this race.
And Domi Lee, he's not been being wise. If I was Domi Lee, I'd be thinking, Honesy's definitely going to catch me. Even if I use my ERS, I need to save it. And he's not done that.
Tiny as well.
And Kachau just using his superior race pace, but it's a recovery drive for him.
Fighting. A lap after.
We'll shoot down.
They first started their fight.
The side by side, and someone's gone off in sector 2. It's Tuss.
Oh, no.
It's Tuss. He's gone completely off into the gravel, and oh, he's going to rejoin the track. This could be really dangerous. Toss has kept it clean.
He's gone back to P4.
As Honesy is now almost half a second off. He is. I think Domi Lee's made a mistake, because here we are. We could see Honesy going for the overtake here. He's got to go around the outside of Domi Lee. He's going to use the switch black. He's going to try and get the power down for the lead of the race. He's going to try and get the power down. He's going to pop it into the slipstream. He's going to have that DRS. He's going to maybe try and just dive it around the outside, but he can be really patient. I don't know if he knows about the 5-second penalty for Domi Lee, but he can afford to be patient here. He can just stay where he is, and he'll still inherit the race win.
Van Rocco is really close to Tiny again. As they're side by side, and he's past him. Can Tiny go back on him here?
As the only penalty in this race is for Domi Lee. Oh, and Honesy's within a 10th of a second now. Domi Lee runs a little bit too tight, and he actually gets caught on the grass.
As Tiny is past Van Rocco again, they're side by side.
They're side by side into this corner. We'll see what Van Rocco can do. He's got to go for the switchback. And they make a little bit of contact. This is beautiful racing through the third sector now.
Again, it's It's an aggressive but really good fight to see here.
And it looks like Honesy's going for the move on Domi Lee.
Yeah.
They're side by side up the hill, and that's it. That is Honesy past Domi Lee. Domi Lee's got to get a better exit though.
Back.
It looks like he's going to come back at him.
He had a better exit.
DRS wide open.
Side.
Domi Lee is going to fight this.
As they make a little bit of contact there.
And Honesy's going to try and maybe pull the switch back here on Domi Lee, but I think Domi Lee's going to have that position secured for the time being.
Does he try to go around the outside?
He's
yes, he does.
going to have a little look around the outside, and I don't think he's going to make the move work, or maybe he will. What
an incredible
move by Honesy. That was absolutely incredible. That's got to be overtaking the season, but he's messed it up. He's got caught on the grass and Domi Lee's back past, and he's lost a second to Domi Lee there. He's dropped back. He's really knackered it there, as Andre has actually gotten past Stein.
Back for on-track position.
And we'll see what Stein can do actually in response.
And Varocco are side by side again.
These guys, they're having a great bit of a fight here. And look, you can see Journey actually in the background, only a tenth or two off.
Well.
He's getting curious. And Tiny Darth and Journey though. Journey's going to go around the outside of this corner. This is a dangerous corner to try the move, and Tiny Darth Spike backs out and boxes.
Goes into the pits for his first pit stop.
That could signal the stops for Quan as well. He's on 20 lap old mediums and he's still going in P3. But
that world, and he is past him for now. Can't that water come back to him? No, he can't. He's way too far back.
No, he's way too far back. And Honesy is now back within almost half a second of Domi Lee. He's just got so much more pace on similar age tyres.
5 laps straight.
I think Andre he's just got enough of a gap at the moment. Stein's got to have a look, but yeah, there's nothing he can do from 5/10 back. He's just got to focus on getting a good sector 2, sector 3, and maybe going for the move on the straights.
As well. Charge.
But Honesy is now only within. Oh, he's done the same thing, but here goes Honesy. He's going to have another look at making the move on Domi Lee, and I don't see Domi Lee actually having the ability to defend this. As here they go.
Eduardo also have a 5.
Eduardo, as Naby Keita scores for Arsenal against West Ham, also Honesy scores against Domi Lee to take 25 points on track so far today. But we'll see how that averages out.
Let's see if Domi Lee can keep the 5-second gap to Wout. It's gonna be close on.
That's gonna be the next challenge now.
Here.
And yeah, Wout is going to be on the softer comp. No, because Wout hasn't boxed. Wout, I don't think has boxed, or if he has, he's boxed very early. Because yeah, he has boxed, but only 15 laps ago, lap 7 or 6 or 7 onto mediums, so he's got to be going for another pit stop. But look at Mark of Kenya, he's on those fresh mediums. He's going to be a lot faster than Domi Lee. If anyone's going to get within that 5-second gap of Domi Lee now, it will be Mark of Kenya, I'd imagine. But Honesy should just control this race from this point onwards. It's his race to lose. He's half a lap up on fuel. He's got a bit of fuel to work with.
Driving. What happened here? What happened to
As Mr. Woot gets a 3-second time penalty.
3-second time penalty. Oh no.
And Stein goes down the inside of Andre. And I think it may be the AI driving, yes. That's not great. It means Eduardo is going to be flying up to the back of him now. And that gap already started to form between the two leaders. Oh, can he make a move here? Maybe a little bit far back. He can have a go. He can have a go if he wants to have a dive. He doesn't want to though. He's going to bide his time. Van Rocker goes wide. Oh, he's got to struggle with his exit because he's got up on that curb, and now Journey's going to have the DRS open. Looked at. Van Rocker must be running low downforce though. Oh, and then he's just swoops past ERS, DRS, overtake mix, and he says, "See you later, old man."
Thank you for that position. This Mark of Kenya is even.
And Mark of Kenya is really gaining on Mr. Woot. Mr. Woot does have that penalty, but I don't know if Mark of Kenya knows that, and I don't know if Mark of Kenya cares, because Mark of Kenya really needs to catch up to Domi Lee, because that's where he can actually pick up second position today. And we'll check back in on Kachau, who's on already 10 lap old hards. So can the hards go 22 laps? I think they can, because I think the mediums can go 20, so he should be pretty comfortable. And Yeah, the person who started in, was it second or pole? One of the two.
Marco is going for a charge on Jordi this time, and he's easily overtaken
going to
on
get
the
past.
straight. Not much happening there.
But as they go through the detection point, Jordi is going to be the one that gets the DRS here. And his DRS goes straight open. He's going to be using his ERS and overtake mix. He's going to be using rich mixes. Van Rocco is wise to defend the inside.
Has he got the inside? Is he pushing him right? He is, but not wide enough.
Yeah, and Van Rocco does manage to keep that position.
Within the lines. He's racing there.
As Mark is now really, he's within a second now of Mr. Woot. He's going to be all over Mr. Woot now.
Is losing time to Domi Lee.
He doesn't have any damage, it doesn't look like. I think he's just faster. He's just slower, sorry. And he does have that 3-second time penalty, which is really not going to help him come to the end of this race, but it doesn't matter for Mark, because he needs to get past, he needs to get within that 5 seconds of Tommy Lee in the next 11 laps to claim P2.
It's going to be tough to get 3 seconds in 11 laps.
And yeah, I mean, this is the real battle, is who can finish on the podium here, because of course Mr. Woot's going to have that Mr. Woot has got that 3-second time penalty, and Domini's got a 5-second time penalty, so it looks like it will be Honesy, Domini and Mark on the podium if the race goes the way it has been going, but
it's going to be really close between Domini and Mark.
It's going to depend on who's going to be second and who's going to be third between Domini and Mark.
Mark has to pass Mr. Woot really fast to do it. Mr. Woot's struggling on his tires. You can see how slow he is on his tires.
And this could be his chance now, as he's opened the DRS. He could look to the inside, he could look to the outside. He's got to focus on his exit. He nearly goes straight into the back of him there. And look at that, he's got such a better exit, and he will just breeze past down this straight now, I would imagine.
There's also a 4-way fight for P8.
And look how close everybody is there. None of them have got penalties, I don't think, so maybe Juan, but he's 10 seconds up the road.
There's a 5-second time penalty for Domini, a 5-second time penalty for Juan, 5-second time penalty for Ted Wardo, and a 3-second time penalty for Mr. Woot.
Ted Wardo might be a little bit out of this fight, and it looks like he doesn't quite have the pace either, but Stein has actually just gotten past Jordi there. But we'll see. Van Rocco's got a little bit of a gap now.
It looks like he can. No, he can't. Stein is running lower downforce than Jordi here.
As Van Rocco's had a little bit of a lock up, and that's got to just invite Stein to just really just get on the back of him there. He's got to be within half a second, and if he can just keep it close to Sector 3 with all the dirty air, he's going to be in a prime position to get past in Sector 1 and Sector 2. But we will see what Stein can do.
Mark can close that 5-second gap.
Well, we'll be watching it closely, but it looks like Domi Lee is actually pulling a gap out from Mark now. Looks like Mark is struggling. Chow is now in P5.
Props to him there. Back from P13 it was. One there. Picking up the scraps.
And who was boxed as Mr. Woot? Mr. Woot has pitted in. That's why he gained that position. Mr. Woot has boxed for fresh soft tyres. Maybe he's just trying to get that fastest lap point. It'd be interesting to see if he's actually served that penalty in the pit lane.
It doesn't look like Mark has the pace over Domi Lee.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got to be able to close
the
in.
The German brothers are going to fight here. This is going to be a fun one. Let's see who gets on top. Older Kachao or the young brother Bump. Stein tries to switch back on Van Rocco, and they're side by side.
And he's got the move. He's got the move done on Van Rocco there. Van Rocco's still going to be close, and Kachao is now only half a second behind his brother.
Right behind him as well.
And let's hope that World War III doesn't erupt in the Kachao household.
Let's watch the German brothers fight here. The Kachao brothers. This Bump doesn't have the best exit and touches
and Chick Hicks has got a bad exit. And here goes Lightning McQueen. See you later, bro. I'm having that position off you. P Ford is mine. Thank you very much. And look, this is still a 3-car fight here with Jordi just hanging back in the background, but he does have that penalty, so it's probably going to bring him out of it. But this is looking like a nice little fight here.
So
it looks like Domi Lee has secured that second place. And
just has to keep it clean
he's gaining on Honesy, I think. The gap only 2 seconds between them, but they're on the same age hard tyre as Honesy and Dobby Lee, but Dobby Lee looks like he's got a good bit of pace compared to Honesy all of a sudden. He didn't have that earlier on in the race.
I think Honesy's mechanic updated him on the penalty of Dobby Lee, so he's letting it chill out, I think.
Quite possibly. There's no need for him to take any risks here. There's only 7 laps left. He just needs to bring that car across the finishing line and to not get any penalties.
Closing up the form.
Yeah, Juan looks like he may be looking to make a move in the next few laps.
Fighting here.
Van Rocco's just going to keep the position for now, but Ted Wardo's going to have the DRS, but so will Van Rocco.
Stein as well.
He could even have a look on Stein, you're right there. Stein is going to be the only one in that 3-car train that does not have the DRS. And there's only 7 laps remaining. 7 laps remaining. We'll see who comes out on top here, but it's looking like it's going to be Honesy, but we've got this 3-car battle going on here with Stein, Van Rocco and Ted Wardo. Ted Wardo looks like he's fallen back a little bit. He's just out of that DRS range, but Van Rocco's made a mistake and he's gained in a little bit.
Can make it to 1-2 for Racing Point here. It's a really good finish if they finish like this.
Double podium would still be absolutely fantastic for them though.
As one closes up the bump more, is within DRS range.
As there goes my phone flying off my desk.
The yellow flag is sector 2 for...
oh, and that looks like a Williams. I think it's Ben.
Ben spun.
Ben is off and his front wing is gone. His front wing is gone. Oh, as he comes out close to Honesy, who just laps him there. It's a possibility, because he's got basically no front wing left as Honesy laps him here on lap 30. He's now 4 seconds ahead of Dobby Lee, so that little resurgence from Dobby Lee did not last long.
As Ted Wardo goes for a huge launch down the inside of a rock, and he makes it stick.
No, Van Rocco might come back at him. Looks like he's just going to have that position sorted though, but
far way back, he caught him napping, I think. As Bump keeps in front of one because of the...
and there's another yellow flag, and I think it's Ben retiring from this session.
Ben already retiring.
I think he's just had enough. He knows he's not going to get anything from this race, and he's just going to retire.
It seems like Kachao is helping his little brother to keep behind him. Stay in front of Juan.
It's looking like Kachao is just giving him a bit of DRS because he knows that the gap ahead of him is 6 seconds. He's not going to reel that in 5 laps, so why not help out driver 69?
Why not?
Why not? And Juan is going to be right on the back of him.
Goes back on Ted Wardo here, and he's passed him again.
And there is a fantastic fight at the tail end of the points here. And look, these guys are side by side, Van Rocco and Ted Wardo. And Van Rocco comes out on top here, but Ted Wardo is going to tuck into the slipstream. And he's on much better tyres as well. Oh, and round the outside he goes. That's a beautiful move. Because Ted Wardo was all over Van Rocco like Cornet all over M&M's. Idiot. And Pump, look, he's only within 2/10 of Kachao.
I'm going for the movers.
They are racing in the same room, so they are going to be communicating with each other, and I don't think Pump is going to be repaying that help from Kachao with any favours back to his brother. He's got to get that move done into turn 3.
He's out of the fight for now.
And Kachao's dropped back a little bit, but so has Juan, even more so. And Kachao might have a little look at his brother, but I don't think they want to make any contact.
This is going to be a really good fight between the German brothers here.
And there's only a gap of 4/10 between Ted Wardo and Van Rocco at the start of this straight. If we look at this angle and we see Van Rocco gaining, not gone as he locks up, but
maybe next lap.
Van Rocco must have a lot more pace if he's keeping with him on these with the difference in tyre compound, so he's doing an exemplary job.
This fight for P4 is really exciting as well.
And the fight for the fight here with Juan, Kachao and Pump is insanely close.
Ben Ben Ravy's game broke.
Yeah, we've seen that Ben has. He had no choice but to DNF. Really, had a lot of problems going on. And could Pump actually bring this home ahead of Kachow? It does not likely from their pace so far in Austria, but. Or should I say Österreich, as they're having a go, and there's a yellow flag, and that's a Haas car. I think that's Andre, and it is. It's the Haas of Andre.
Brothers. They're fighting wheel to wheel. It's amazing to see.
Oh, and Kachow he's got the move done, but is Pump going to have a little look down the inside? He can't. He's just a little bit too far back, but there's only 2 laps remaining. As Domi Lee just
right at the back of him.
As Domi Lee comes up to the back of Andre to overlap him, we'll see. Hopefully there'll be no issues there. But there's still a lot of fighting going on here.
Is he saving ERS to overtaking? No, he's beating his ERS.
See, Juan has got... oh, and Juan's off! Juan's off! We're on board with Juan as he goes off, and he's taken well out of that fight.
Was it on his own?
It was on his own. He just got oversteer. He was too greedy on the throttle, and off he went onto the grass. As Kachow...
And Kachow is past him again.
And Pump Purpose battle, and Kachow's going to have the DRS there. Kachow is going to pull away there down this straight, I think. And Kachow has just a little bit more DRS, but ERS, but it's pretty similar. And we're going to be on board with Van Rocco. Let's see if he can make a move on Teduardo here. Looks like Teduardo's just got that traction on those fresher softs, and it's just letting him keep ahead of Van Rocco down this little straight here. But we'll see. As I think Domi Lee has gotten safely past Andre. No, he hasn't yet. He's still not actually past Andre. He may be having some issues. It's blue flag conditions. He looks like he's going to get past this race, this straight, but Andre will have to watch out he doesn't get a penalty here for holding him up, because it's been almost a lap now. And there we go, as Dominique just gets past him now, finally.
As Pump is winning 6 tenths, can he make it happen into turn 4?
Going to be a little bit far away right now, but as you said, this next straight, he's got to have a chance if he can get a good exit. It's on the penultimate lap of the race now, and he's not going to save his ERS, so he's really going for it now. As it looks like Honesy has got this pretty comfortably in the lead now, as he's going to just come across the line to start the last lap of this race. 5 seconds ahead of Domi Lee, who does have a penalty, and Mark is only within 2 seconds now of Domi Lee. After the penalty's applied. No, 7. Apologies, my apologies, I got that wrong.
Are you fucking retarded?
Oi, fuck off, you little cunt. What? What, mate? Fucking said you were a bomb lad.
You okay?
What are you gay? Anyway, back to the racing. Pump is just got to be a little bit too far back from Kachow, I think, and he's got to have the DRS going on to the next straight, I think. He's gained a little bit, but it looks like Kachow can bring this home pretty comfortably, and I'm pretty sure Mark doesn't have a penalty at all, so Kachow is not going to get a stiff at the podium, but
he had a front wing change while fighting for Honji.
We'll see.
And still made it back before. That's amazing. Good driving.
But really, the applause has got to go for the pace and consistency of this man here. Honesy, he's coming through the last couple of corners now. Here he comes to take the checkered flag. He crosses the line, and Honesy wins the Austrian Grand Prix in the Nemesis Racing League as Domi Lee comes home in second. Mark of Kenya is just going to bring it home now in third.
He has another 5 second.
And that's another 5 second time penalty, but Mark is just not quite got to be close enough.
Too far.
And then here comes Kachow, followed by his brother Pump, followed by Mr. Woot. And what's going on here? It looks like they're going to come home in the position that they're in, apart from possibly Toss and Tiny Darth Spike, who may be able to have a little fight, but I think the gap is going to be a little bit too much, as Stein actually gets past Juan with a 5 second penalty. And what's gone on here? What's gone in for the McLaren? The McLaren slowed right the way down, but I think he's just trying to take the line in, take the flag in style. as then Journey crosses the line, followed by Toss, followed by Tiny Dark Spike, and that concludes an absolutely wonderful Nemesis Racing League Grand Prix.
Back-to-back amazing races.
The F1 Rolex Grosse Prix von Oostenrijk.
As Pump.
Fantastic. As Pump gets driver of the day.
Brother of Kachau.
Well, that was a race
that he can do it better by
fraught with drama and fighting, and that was absolutely fantastic to watch.
Podium here.
And yeah, brilliant race then. Fantastic win for Holmesy there. But well done to everybody up there.
What a good race.
They've raced brilliantly well. But an absolutely fantastic job tonight. Holmesy's done incredibly well to actually come back from a bad start that he and Kachau both had there. So there we go, guys. It's got to be Holmesy who takes the win here in Nemesis Racing League in the Austrian Grand Prix, followed by Domi Lee 23. Mark of Kenya rounds off the podium for Racing Point, securing a double Racing Point podium, which is fantastic news for the team. Then followed by Kachau, who really, he's going to be disappointed with that. He could have won the race, followed by closely by his brother Pump. Then it's Mr. Woot, Stein, Juan, Teduardo, DTLR Van Rocco rounds off the points paying positions, followed by Jody, Toss, Tiny Darth Spike, Andre and Ben, who did not finish this race. Wow, what a race.
That was a really exciting race. Two really exciting races for me as a commentator, back to back. This is just.
And yeah, that was fantastic for my first race to commentate for Nemesis Racing League.
You love to see this. There was some contact here and there. A huge crash.
There was a lot of side-by-side battles without any contact, which was fantastic. Just what you want to see.
Exactly. So I think this is going to be it for the stream for today. Thanks for tuning in. You can always watch it back on YouTube here. And
yeah, all congrats out to the podium and to Holmesy for a fantastic race. Thank you very much, Cornet. Splendid as always. And thank you everyone for watching. Good night.
Goodbye.